Rock and roll. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. It is a wet my whistle Wednesday. The bugs are out. It is sweltering. It is summertime. I mean, my God.
Muggy.
Boys and girls. Woo!
Muggy mayhem.
Almost died mowing the back lawn today. That is the Redoubtable One back from, where were you? The Father's Day weekend. Did you have a good time out there? Did you have fun?
Good.
Good.
It was a good weekend.
The highly questionable one who, God, that was a blur. That whole weekend was a blur. But anyway, welcome back to the SAC. It is IDD Fields, and I don't disagree.
Did you guys do any shows over the weekend?
No, we did one. No, we didn't. We didn't. We haven't been around in a while. It's been almost a week.
Wow.
Last Thursday. It's been a while. So hopefully,
I feel like I saw.
We did one.
I didn't see the whole thing, but I was like looking. I saw.
What one did we do?
Hugo was on.
Yeah, that was we did the preview of Game 5. No, 4. Game 4 was the preview of that game.
That was a good game.
Yeah.
That was
we didn't do 5 because nobody was around Monday night. Anyway, it's Wednesday. We are in, is it the 17th or the 18th? What the hell day is it?
18th.
Getting closer to vacation.
Tomorrow's Juneteenth.
Yes, Juneteenth. So school, I think, will end for everybody tomorrow if it hasn't ended yet. Even the Northeast, they were
Dude, New York, you still had a couple weeks left.
Snowstorms.
They go to the end of June? Get the fuck out of here.
They start in September. Like I don't know if it's still like.
Well, we used to start day after Labor Day, but we'd be out by the 15th.
Yeah.
To me, it should go Labor Day to Memorial Day.
I agree.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You need a whole summer.
Give the kids time.
Give the kids 3 months for the summer.
Give them 3 months. I mean, shit. I don't know. It's again, they're trying to train you for the rest of your life. So it's just like it starts at a young age. Just,
Little Jeannie's gone.
For those of you who don't know, the Karen Reed trial ended today. Also, we will discuss that in a separate segment.
Verdict?
But she is innocent. She walked, and thank God, finally somebody with a brain up there prevailed, or brains plural. The question there is, will the FBI pick this up and go after the real perpetrators? You know who you are, Mr. Alberts and Mr. McCabe and Mr. Higgins. We know. We saw the video. When you were plotting it in the bar. Dan, those damn videotapes are always around when you don't need them. It's amazing. You know, Trump doesn't understand this shit either. It's so funny. But anyway, we'll talk to that in a second. But we're going to start with the NBA Finals. Game 6 is tomorrow night in Indy. Pacers are on the ropes. I don't know what Halliburton's status is. Have you heard anything today?
I mean, they said he's going to play, but he's got a calf strain, so it sounds like he'll be...
Not 100%.
No.
Okay.
Probably one of those things where he's going to come out and try it.
Look, I applaud him for trying, but because it's the finals. I get it. You man up, you try to play. McHale played the whole finals in '87 on a broken foot. Okay, should he have played? No, but he did. But that's why he's a Hall of Famer, because the Hall of Famers do shit like that. They nut up when they have to, and they nut up when people don't expect them to. It was in vain, of course. Alex lost in 6 bitterly against the fake show, but
if he can't move. The coach needs to keep him out.
Again, I said this off air, and I want to get your take on this. It's the first mistake I've seen Rick Carlisle make. And I get why he did it, but with 8 minutes to go, in spite of 20-something, they were down 2. They were there.
Yeah.
And he
How
tried.
has that been happen? Because their defense has been good?
Bench 43 points. They have the best bench in the NBA.
Yeah.
They're 43 points after coming off. They've had 2 or 3 games. They scored 49 in the game they won in Game 3.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the best bench in the NBA, and they were right there. And T.J. McConnell happened to be on fire.
Yeah.
So this is the first mistake I've seen. They went back to Halliburton. I get why.
That's the normal rotation.
Yeah, but he didn't have it, and the first 3 quarters should have told you he didn't have it, because everybody knew he wasn't 100%. You could tell when he left the game and came back, he was not himself. He only took 6 shots in the whole game.
But I wonder how many coaches in the NBA would have made that decision.
It's a tough call.
I think most would have done what Carlisle did.
I don't know why that they would have, because McConnell was hot.
Tibbs would have done it.
Tibbs would have gone back to the...
Because Tibbs did it.
Yeah.
Tibbs did it actually in Game 1 against Indy when we lost. Remember when they blew the 20-point lead?
Yeah.
Deuce McBride and I can't remember. It was Deuce and somebody else leading the charge.
Okay.
That's when we pulled away.
Yeah.
And the normal rotation was, it's 5 minutes left. Here comes Brunson.
Yeah.
Brought in Brunson, and they blew the lead. They got the lead on defense.
Look, I get going back to your guy. Brunson was healthy though, right? He wasn't hurt.
Yeah,
that's different.
No, but I mean,
I'm not saying he was right. Obviously, he was,
but like
he was wrong.
the flow of the game was showing you, hey, we just built this lead with this 5.
There is a story. The Celtics confirmed this from 2008 in the playoffs when Doc Rivers was about to do what Tibbs did. Mm-hmm. I mean, he put those guys back in when they built the lead, and Kevin Garnett stopped it. Kevin Garnett told Doc, no, Leon Powe was balling out, Posey was balling out, and they were going to go back to the rotation. And he said, no.
Just let them.
Let them ride. Ride this out as long as they're on fire. Don't kill this momentum. But that's Kevin Garnett, who has a championship ring for a reason. They won that season. So Kevin Garnett's a great player, Hall of Famer, first ballot league MVP.
When did that happen? What?
2000. It was the second round, I think, of the playoffs. I think. But the guy who told the story, who was the player on the bench there? I want to say it was Sam Cassell, but said that they were rolling, and Leon Powe came in, and they had built the lead with the bench. Like they were ahead when they went, but they had expanded the lead, and they were killing them. Eddie House, and they're on fire. And Doc goes to, and Kevin Garnett goes, no.
He was trying to put KG back in, or KG was out there?
KG was on the bench.
Okay.
And Paul Pierce, they were ready, and he's like, no, let this go another couple. And he was right.
Yeah.
They extended it further, and then when they went, I mean, it was another 3 or 4 minutes. You let them go. But that was because Kevin Garnett stopped it from happening.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody has Kevin Garnett's clout. Okay, he's the league MVP. He's a defensive player of the. Like, not very few players have won both of those awards. He's on a short list.
Well, it takes an entire team that trusts each other.
Of course it does.
Now, it seems like Indy's one of those.
That's where I'm confused because they built this team on depth.
Yeah.
They're 11 deep. So why? I don't understand why Carlisle.
And Halliburton doesn't seem like the kind of guy that, as much as I hate him, I don't think he would have thrown a fit if Carlisle said, "Look, I'm gonna stick here."
He didn't have to say anything; just keep playing the
right.
kid. McConnell was on fire.
Yeah.
I have rarely seen McConnell that hot, if ever. So I'm like, you got to
watch him play the Knicks.
Yeah, well, I'm saying but you got to milk that gun. And when the guy's hot, you got to milk it. You never know what's going to happen again. And the thing is, you're down to. And the thing is, Halliburton was limping before this happened.
Right.
He wasn't 100%. That's what I don't get.
Yeah, that's weird.
And again, it's the first mistake Carlisle's made. I don't want to kill him for it, but he may have cost his team a championship because what if they win that? I'm not saying they would have won, but what if they had won Game 5? Now Game 6 is in Indy with a chance to win the whole thing. I mean, so it may end up being a trophy loafy. It may. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
It's tough to call it a loafy, though.
It's tough because it's your best player, and I get it.
And that's what
you're on the
got you
road.
there, I mean,
and again, I'm not saying.
But if he was hurt,
that's the thing. He was hurt.
That's where, and I don't know. Can't blame Halliburton because they're always going to say I'm going.
Look, Halliburton manned up and tried to play. You want that in your players. I'm not blaming him. But sometimes, and somebody said this, I think it was Legs, this is where the coach has got to help stop the player from himself or help, you know what I mean? And he's right about that.
It's rare to find a player that will say, I'm going to hurt the team.
Yeah, most of the great ones think, hey, me on one leg is better than most people with two. And by the way, a lot of times they happen to be right.
But not with Halliburton.
But
he needs his speed. He needs his.
But it was a two-part thing. The other guy was killing it.
Yeah.
He was on fights. One thing if McConnell is struggling, okay, I get that. But he was hot. That's what I don't get. So I don't know. I don't know.
If the other guy's getting killed, it's like, yeah, fuck.
You got to do it. Yeah, I get. You're all right, we're hanging on. We're dodging. Let's try it. But he was smoking. He was cooking. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, so I didn't understand that. And I'm assuming, well, Halliburton must be good. But then you saw him when he was out there. He couldn't do anything. I'm like, oh, God. So, look, that's the first mistake I've seen Carlisle make. I understand why it happened. I'm not saying it was a dumb. But when you start to think about what was happening here, meaning Halliburton wasn't healthy and McConnell was on fire, that's what I don't get.
Yeah, but I'll still say this. The Lofi happened in Game 4. They had that Game 1.
They had a 10-point lead.
Yeah.
Going into the fourth quarter.
Going into the fourth.
And they loafed.
They really did.
They loafed. They stopped running. I don't know why they stopped running.
Well, I mean, OKC's defense picked up, I think.
Well, they got him into a half-court game.
They locked him a little bit.
I don't understand how, but they were running off makes the whole. I don't know what changed. They were running off makes before. I don't get it, so I don't know. That to me, you're right, is the loaf. If that's end up,
they were in position to take that series.
They were.
They went up 3-1 there.
It's over.
It is over.
It's over. They're not beating them 3 times in a row. So look, I picked OKC in 6 or 7 before the series began. If the Pacers do win tomorrow night, I think they actually will because they're at home and they're the desperate team tomorrow night. That sets up.
Without Halliburton.
He's going to play. We don't know what he's going to be. Well, he's had 48 hours off. It's a sprained or a strained calf. They can do a lot of stuff in 48 hours with a strain. It's not like it's a pull or it's a tear or it's something like that. It's a strain. I'm not saying he's going to be 100%, but if he's 85.
But isn't a strain like a partial tear?
It depends on the severity of it.
You got to be careful because the calf. I was talking about this with the calf. Easily turns into an Achilles
It can.
if you fuck with it.
Mm-hmm.
As much
I don't
as
even know
want
where like how high up or
That's
how.
true.
So I don't know where it is. You have a point. I agree with you. I'm just saying that.
as much as you want to win.
Look, he tries. If he can't go, you've got the bench to
Yeah.
do this.
To your point,
You've got the best bench in the league. They can certainly win Game 6 at home without him.
They've got.
Can they win in OKC without him? I don't know.
Okay,
I
so
don't
they'd
know.
have to love.
They'd have to love. But the point is, get there. Put them in that
get there.
position because
Give 'em a chance to
Game
love.
7, the pressure's on OKC now at home to win, and they have never been there in that
KC
situation.
loved Game 1 away.
They did, so it could happen. I'm saying if I'm Indiana, if I'm Rick Carl, just let's win this game. Just win Game 6. Don't worry about nothing else. Let's win Game 6 because then it's a winner take all, and anything can happen in a Game 7. We've both seen it happen before in multiple sports. So
and the thing is, you got like 3 or 4 guys that can try to do what Halliburton does.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you have TJ fucking
McConnell, who's a
who I
pest.
can't stand.
He's a Peyton Pritchard-like pest.
Peyton, no, he is way beyond Peyton Pritchard pest. Peyton Pritchard is closer to
Well, he's
a
a
starter.
yeah,
I mean, like
he is.
TJ McConnell is the prototypical bench guy that comes in and just annoys the fuck out of everybody on the court.
Is he the White Lowry? Are we there?
I don't think so because he's not.
He's not dirty.
He's not dirty.
He's not dirty. I'll give him that. He's not
just
dirty.
Tough
He's just
and
fast.
relentless and just
Yeah. Berea. Who's your guy? The Spanish guy who gets all the steals.
Alvarado.
Kind of like him. Pest. He's a pest.
Yeah,
He's a pest.
yeah.
Alvarado's not dirty. He's just a
But
pest.
the way he goes inside and scores in the paint is
tough.
I mean, his jump shot, his vertical on his jump shot has got to be 3 feet.
Yeah.
You seen how high he goes up for his jumper?
It's surprising.
I mean, it is.
He doesn't
like-
look like a leaper until he
No.
jumps, and then you're like, what
on
the
his
fuck?
jump shot, you're
Yeah.
like, good God.
Yeah.
Okay,
been
so
there.
you have him, you have Matherin,
I love him.
you have Naismith.
Yeah.
Who else?
By the way, Naismith cost them Game 4.
What'd he do?
The fourth quarter,
He loved.
he loafed.
Yeah.
He was awful. Not only he was bad on offense and defense. He was
That's when he
taking.
fouled out in.
Yeah, but it was too late. He
Yeah.
should have. I wish he had fouled out sooner. I don't know why Carlisle didn't take him out. If you want to give Carlisle credit for that one, he was off the whole season. I don't know why he was playing. You have enough of a bench, you don't need
Especially
him.
with Math.
Yeah, with Math, and you have other guys. I don't know
I'm trying to
why.
think who else is on that bench that kind of like can combine with McConnell and Matherin.
They got a number of bodies.
I
I mean,
Naismith is
they-
one of them. But
he's a starter, but he's a good player. Look, he was just having an off night, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and you've seen this with the Knicks, and the guy's having an off night. You gotta be a coach, and look, this is where Tibbs drew criticism, and he should have drawn criticism from it because that's what coaching is.
Yeah, you can't be stuck. Well,
You can't be so set in your ways. that you-
but this is the issue. Is like the stubbornness is also what makes him successful.
Yes, it is, but there's a line. You
Exactly.
You gotta know where
Yes.
it is,
And then
and it's hard. I get it. It's hard. I'm just not.
It's easy to make that mistake
Sure, it is.
because
Yeah.
you're like, nah, this is what I was fucking. This is why we're here.
Yeah, and it's true.
And sometimes when you deviate, people go, "How could you not do what God?" Because a lot of times it doesn't work out either way you do it.
Yeah.
And you get shit on the other way. People say, "Oh, he got nervous in the playoffs and he changed everything he was doing," and so
No, I get it.
there's that part
It's
too.
it's a valid point you make. It's hard in the moment to what's the right thing to do, especially when the person in question is your best player and you're in the final. I get it. Okay, the two factors here for me is one, that person in question was hurt, and two, the guy that was killing it. That's the thing.
Injury really.
The injury. If he's healthy, that's one thing. He wasn't healthy. and
Injury's
that's
major, and the icing on top is McConnell's performance.
was playing great. So look, tomorrow night. Look, the Pacers have already done what I thought they were going to do. Push them. They pushed them.
Yeah.
They could scare them, though, if they win tomorrow night. Because OKC can talk about going home all they want, but the fact is that is a Game 7.
Yeah.
Okay? And Oklahoma
is
City,
scary.
if they're smart, wants to avoid that. because in a winner-take-all scenario, you just don't understand.
Well, if Shea turns his ankle,
a lot of things can happen
I mean,
in a game set. I'm just saying, if OKC would, and the fact to his point, we don't know what Halliburton's status is. He's going to try to go, but this is OK's chance to close the door. They better close the door tomorrow, because if they don't, I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying.
OKC has to withstand that first quarter surge of Indiana fans going crazy. If they can do that, I mean, they're better than the Pacers. But the Pacers
they're not
are
a lot.
just
They're not
relentless.
a lot better than them.
I'm not saying a lot.
They're not a lot better than them.
But they're better than them to the point where if Halliburton's not playing, they should win.
I mean, if you look at what happened in Game 5, their second best player had to score 40. Their best player had to score 31, and Halliburton was hurt. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And in spite of all that, the Pacers were in that game. So, and by the way, they had 23 turnovers, which, hey, they flirted with your record. 32 points. And it was a 2-point game. All that happened, and it was a 2-point game with 8 minutes to go. So you can tell me they're better than them. Damn, I'm telling you right now, it's not the. This is what I said before the series. This is not the country mile people keep saying it is. It's not. It is not, because OKC, I mean, Indiana is deeper, and I believe they have the better coach, even though I think he made a mistake, but I get why it happened. I'm not killing him for it because I see why he did it. I get why it happened. I'm just saying that.
What do you think about OKC's coach? He seems to be doing.
He can coach. Yeah. He's not a bit. Both these guys are good. I just think Carlisle's a better coach. Yeah. That's all.
He's older, but much more experienced.
Carlisle's won a championship. Carlisle's been down this road. This kid's never been to the finals. He just happens to have the best team. Now, look, to his credit, unlike some donkey up north, he's not crashing the Ferrari.
Yeah.
And he doesn't play a style of play he plays a style of play that's conducive to his talent.
Yeah.
He doesn't sit there.
They don't go crazy with threes.
No, they don't.
Dude, that game they won, Game 4. They had hit 1-3 going into the fourth quarter.
They hit 3. The whole
to
game.
win a game in the NBA Finals nowadays, making under 5 threes, unheard of.
They play defense. They take high percentage shots.
They run.
And Indiana also had a hand in it because Indiana became the Celtics.
Yeah.
Indiana, for whatever reason, and Naismith was the main culprit, were shooting threes they didn't need to shoot. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is what I can't stand this style of play. And look at the reason I want the Pacers to not win the series, but win tomorrow night at least, because the farther this team goes, the more of an indictment it is on Joe Mazzulla. Because the Boston Celtics have the roster to beat this team.
Yeah.
They just don't have the coach. If Rick Carlisle was the Celtics coach, they'd beat OKC in 6, maybe 5. Because their starting 5 is better than OKC's starting 5. And their bench is just as deep. Okay? They just have the wrong fucking coach.
when you start to go down the line of players on OKC, it's pretty top heavy.
It is. After 6.
It's SGA and Jamal
and Holmgren.
Jalen Williams.
Yep. And then Hort.
But
then it starts to Dort. Then it starts to go down.
But Dort is kind of a defensive specialist.
Yeah, he's decent. He's not
Hartenstein's a solid player.
No one's going to tell me Dort is better than Derek White.
No.
He's not.
No.
Okay, no one's going to tell me Chet Holmgren is better than Kristaps Porzingis. He's not.
Dude,
he's
watching
not.
Chet Holmgren in this series, remember when we were talking and I was like, he's fast? He's faster than so-and-so?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I watched him.
Yeah, he's not.
He's slow as fuck.
I know. He's not. He's a good player.
You know what he reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of Towns.
That's a fair... Yeah,
like the way he moves.
The way he moves. Yeah.
Like it's almost like he's got these.
He's lumbery. He doesn't have he's got a big first step because he's tall, but it's not quick.
Right. And then the same thing with Cat. He can get around people.
Yeah,
but they can catch him.
Yeah, he barrels through you and throws the bow and gets the space.
It's almost like they're running with like moon shoes on. Like big cinder blocks.
Yes.
And I think it is the build. Like these giant ass feet.
I'll tell you what, the guys like Bird and Durant who are 6'10", 6'11", who have that first step
that can run,
that connect with a shot, boom, they're by you. Like people talk about Bird was slow. Go watch him again. He was slow compared to his competition.
Right. Not
he
slow
wasn't
like
slow.
That. Yeah,
no,
not slow
he's
like
way
that.
quicker than these guys. It's way quicker.
It's almost like they're oversized or I don't know what it is.
Well, the thing is they're not used to.
They're not like proportioned.
No, but they're not used to. Like I said, when you have a body when you're built like that, it's about the post. It's not about. You can go on the way and shoot threes or pick and pop, but to take the ball from 23-4 off the dribble all the way to the rim at that size, and there's a guy in front of you, and then there's help. That's hard.
Yeah.
No. Bird and Durant are the kind of the one-offs on that, and Magic. Those three guys, because they were that close to that tall, 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", and they could do that. KG could kind of do it a bit, but he was more about 17. He wasn't three-point.
Well, he would pull up. He wouldn't go all the way a lot of times.
No,
he would pull up.
He would pull up. He had a great pull-up. But no, to your point about Holmgren, I mean, what I was saying was he wasn't as quick as you thought he was.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He's not, and he can get moved. You can beat him up.
He's like tiny.
He's braille. He's thin.
Yeah.
He's frail. He's not, So the thing is, now look, he'll grow into his body. The kid's still very young. Yeah. I mean, he's going to fill out eventually.
No, and he's had some good games.
Yeah, no, he can play. The kid's a good player, but I'm saying no one's going to tell me he's better than Kristaps Porzingis. He's not. There's no way. So I'm just saying, like, the Celtics matched up very well with this team on paper. They had the advantage in many places. They just didn't have the right coach. And Rick Carlisle is proving this like a motherfucker. Because if Tyler Halliburton's on the Celtics, he's the third best player at best. And I don't know that he's better than Derek White. I don't know that he is. Halliburton. I don't know if he's better than Derek White. Derek White, if he was on another team right now, would be an all-star. He's with Brown.
Derek White's a better defender than Halliburton.
By far.
Halliburton's not really.
And he's also a better shooter. He's a better three-point shooter than Halliburton.
Better three-point shooter.
Yeah.
I think Halliburton could probably get to the bucket a little better than.
He's a better passer
Definitely.
than Derek White, but he's not a better shooter. He's not a better defender.
Yeah, and we don't really know what kind of passer Derek White is because he's usually receiving the ball for.
He's got Tatum and Brown and Holiday's the point guard. He's off the ball, but Derek White leads the NBA for blocks for guards. Like he was in the top 10 period. Defender. I mean, he's a way better defender. So I'm just saying, Boston. This is an indictment. That's why I want the Pacers to push this to 7. It's just more proof that we got the guy up top up in Boston ain't the right guy. He ain't the right guy. Sam Cassell, who's on the bench, he might be the right guy. This guy ain't. So anyway, I don't know who do you think's going to win tomorrow night?
I think it's OKC.
Okay.
And mainly because of the Halliburton.
Yeah, because we don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not into hedging bets here, but to me, I think it comes down to where is Halliburton. And I'm not saying he has to be 100%, but he's got to be at least 85. If he's 85 or better, the Pacers, I think, win the game. But if he can't go at all, I don't know that they get out of that game. I don't know that they win. If he's 85 or better, I think they can win it and push it to 7. But if he's not, to Tom's point, I don't think they get out of it.
Yeah,
so,
you're probably right.
I think you're right. It comes down to him. You're banking on he's not going to be there, and you might be right. I don't honestly know the answer to that. I just know he's had 2 days off, and I don't know the severity of this calf strain. He tried to play, but again, in the moment,
the way he did it looked bad.
It looked bad. But he's had 2 days now to treatments and all this stuff. He might be able to put forth a good effort. I don't know. We'll find out how good the training staff is, or we're going to find out the severity of it. Because if he goes 10 minutes and then you don't see him again. I mean, which could also happen.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
He's got to be careful though, because you tear your Achilles now, you're out all year.
You're all next year.
And I don't know. I mean, I guess
it's a conundrum because you're playing for a world championship. You don't know how many times you're going to get here.
Right.
This is the thing what Kevin McHale said. And Kevin McHale was right because the Celtics never got back. Everybody asked him, "Why did you play in '87?" He goes, "Look, I understand we were a dynasty. There were 2 dynasties in the '80s. The Lakers. We won 3 in 5 years, but we didn't know if we'd get back. Remember, Len Bias had died that summer. Len Bias wasn't. If Len Bias is alive, I could, because he's first of all he's playing if he's alive. So McHale, they could have beat the Lakers with Len Bias and Larry Bird. Yeah, they could have. Okay, and again, go look at the tape of Len Bias if you think I'm off my rocker because I'm not. But McHale's point was you don't know how many cracks at this you're going to get, and it turned out McHale was right because they never got back there.
Yeah.
So, if that's Halliburton's thinking, I don't blame him because this might be the only shot he ever. Charles Barkley got there one time.
Yeah.
Patrick Ewing got there one time. Second time he was hurt, couldn't play.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all-time great players. Okay, Malone Stockton twice. That was it. So you don't know. I don't know if the Celtics are ever going to get back the way they're constructing. I don't know what the hell Tatum. I'm assuming Tatum's going to make a full recovery, but I don't fucking know. Okay, I don't know.
And also, if they have to dismantle some of the team.
Well, apparently, what they can do is if they trade Hauser, they get under the second apron.
Hauser, that's it.
He's on the books for over $30-something million.
God,
over the next 2 years. So, but if they move that contract, because they have Shireman there to replace him, if they just trade him, they would be under the second apron.
Oh, the old Shireman. We've got the Shireman.
Hey, I like him.
Yeah, I know you do.
I do. I think he can play, and he
Dude, no one loves a white guy off the bench like you.
Hey, we all love Peyton Pritchard, and so do you.
I mean,
we all love Peyton.
Most people love a white guy off the bench.
Yeah.
I don't love Peyton Pritchard.
Well, look,
Pain in
we
the ass.
don't love T.J. McConnell, but the motherfucker can play.
No, T.J. McConnell, I despise.
But he can play.
Yeah.
He can play.
I mean,
if he was a Nick, you'd love him.
Of course.
You'd fucking love him.
Of course.
Oh my God, you imagine him as a
Dude,
Nick?
we have a classic white guy off the bench that Tibbs won't fucking play. Tyler Kolek, a lefty PG.
Can he play?
Who knows? Guy played 20 minutes this
He's
year.
never fucking played. Well, that's. I mean, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
I mean, I think he got Player of the Year in the Big East when he was at Marquette.
Oh, he came from Marquette.
Yeah.
So he played for Shaka.
He was a leading
Played
scorer
for
on
Shaka.
Marquette. Yeah.
I'm betting he can play. If he played for Shaka, well, I'll say this: if he played for Shaka, I know he knows how to play, and that's a big part of it.
But
believe me,
but he's got to get time in the league in order to really,
That's why Tibbs is gone.
Yeah.
That's why Tibbs is gone. Now, again, we haven't gone into this about with the Knicks. Do you want to do this or break for segment 2 and talk about that? Because I never asked you, but we never talked about this.
Yeah, I guess we talked about it at the pool, but not on camera.
We didn't talk about it on camera, and we didn't talk about what the fuck they have. What's the? You know what? Segment 2 coming right up.
do that.